The Constitutional Convention was held in secret. Nobody could talk about the proceedings, the press was not allowed, and this to me is very controversial. I like talking about it in class, I like to talk about it with other people. It's kind of important. Today we look at that as a very negative, and maybe they did back at that time. I also believe that if it wasn't in secret, the Constitution would never have been formed and created. The purpose of the Constitutional Convention was to revise the Articles, and James Madison and the Virginia delegation had the Virginia plan to bring in, and they brought it in and they really changed the conversation. But if the press was there, I think, or if people knew and they went to the press and said, look, here's this Virginia plan that came up, they'd say, well, that broke the Articles and that's not right and you shouldn't be doing that. Also, if you had the Three-Fifths Compromise or the Electoral College or any of these compromises, they were very controversial and they created new things and they weren't clear. And if the press got it and they report to people in Virginia or New York or Massachusetts, people would think, what are they, crazy? And people would say, oh, this is nuts. And it could have broken everything up. Just the idea of changing the Constitution and not revising it, if the press knew that and people knew that, they would freak out and say, no, we can't do it. A lot of the things we've done today, we have backdoor meetings, we have meetings between the president and congressional leaders that not necessarily open public, and people feel, oh my gosh, this is terrible. Well, that's where a lot of the deals get done. You need no press, no other people outside. You try to get something that's workable between those, and then you just talk about it, discuss it. With the Constitutional Convention, I mean, you had the Anti-Federalists and the Federalists, you had the Federalist Papers, Anti-Federalist Papers. There was a huge debate on it, and there was a huge discussion on it. And with Obamacare, there was huge discussion for a long time about what the document looked like and what it was. So even though you might say there's some things in secret, does it really matter? Does it matter that they're in secret? Because maybe that's the way we get good ideas. Maybe that's the way we get good compromises and we get people to work together. And then what we need to do is come up with these ideas and then come up with these bills, these laws, these plans, and then have a good discussion where everybody discusses it and everybody looks at it. Secrecy can be very good. It can get things done, and then you open it. You do want transparency. We want to know what our representatives are doing. We want to know our laws. We want to read our laws. We want to debate our laws. But the creating them and getting them done, maybe we need to get press out of there. Maybe we need to get politics out of there first so we can actually come up with some good ideas. We'd love to hear what people think. We'd love to hear this in a good discussion and talking about secrecy in the Constitutional Convention.